A lot of marriages have been formed on the Rice campus. Some of them just take a little longer to work themselves out than others.
Well, I was a senior chemical engineering student and 22 and beginning to think seriously about the future, and the sense in which you say, yeah, I was on the prowl, you know.
I began Rice in 41. I met him right after that.
I thought she was the best looking freshman. Anyhow, admiring beauty and at the right moment in life, I zeroed in on her and said, that's the one for me.
And he asked me out to the rally club party, so we hit it off right away. We were even holding hands, and one of my seniors in the club said, you're too fast. You shouldn't be holding hands with him.
In fact, the whole year was kind of a whirlwind. I was finishing an engineering degree, trying to decide where to go to work and what my life was going to be, and dating a gorgeous freshman. And of course I didn't have any money or anything like that.
He asked me to marry him, but I felt like I was too young. My dad would have had a fit, I guess, if I hadn't finished college, because all of my ancestors had college. And so I just told Wally that I didn't feel like I could get married right then.
Well, she was 19 and attractive and active in social affairs and dating and things like that. And she suggested that it might be appropriate if we dated other people. And I really couldn't handle it. I guess I was too possessive and controlling. So what it amounted to me was a kiss off. And, she got busy and I got busy, and we drifted apart.
This is a story about a young couple who met on the Rice campus, had a romance, and life sort of got in the way. One went in one direction, one in another direction. They both went on to have happy marriages and raise wonderful families.
It's like life and history and the war and the calling and all that stuff, destined that we would not be together.
Things happened to both of us, but in that interim period, but we still remembered each other.
43, I graduated, and then I married in 45, and she married in 47, and we didn't see each other regularly until after my wife died, which would have been in the year 10.
So I read that, and I decided, well, I'll just call him and tell him I really was sorry. I knew he had a good marriage and 4 kids and everything.
A year after my wife died, I was sitting here. The doorbell rang, and I was on the telephone, carried the phone to the door. The delivery man with the box, and I'm talking on the phone and signing for the box and taking it back to the back. It was my wife's ashes, and freaked me out. And then a few days later, I was doing journaling, and the other voice in the journal said, "You let yourself become a hermit, and you're not a hermit." About a week later, the same voice in the journal writing said, "You find someone else to give your love to." And that startled me, because that's not the way you usually think about it. You think more selfishly than that. Someone to give your love to. And it was startling. And then a few weeks later, by sheer coincidence, I was visiting in her apartment, and it took me about an hour and a half for the little voice that says, "You found her." But her husband, whose mind was already about gone, was still alive, and we could not act on it. So we just remained dear friends, and were very, very close until he expired, and then we were free to move.
We were married on August the 18th.
It jammed the little chapel.
Overflowed.
On Saturday before the wedding on Sunday, I awakened in the middle of a dream. And the dream, I was reading the Houston Chronicle, and it was a write-up of the wedding. And in the dream, the write-up said, "The bride and groom staggered down the aisle." That's what I saw in the dream.
We were in love again, and we were in love then. And of course, we've matured, and we have a lot of fun still, and so that part's about the same. We always did, but this time we joke around a lot about things, and he thinks it's great to have a girl pal, and so that's good. I'm glad I'm a girl pal.
You know, we're quite aware of the fact that this is a geriatric arrangement. And you know, 93 and 89, and it's different. But the kind of openness and freedom of the relationship is simply astonishing. I cannot conceive of an adult man and woman any closer than we have been, any more open to all of human experience as we are. This is my girl of the opposite sex. This is my pal. And I could not have imagined it. I could not have dreamed it. It wasn't even on the scope at all. Suddenly, you're aware of the fact it's happening.
And we pray to God each meal. We have many prayers to God, thanking Him for bringing us together, because we both feel like it was part of what He wanted us to do, you know.
Older women especially are tickled to death.
Right. Maybe there's hope for me or something is what they say. Well, don't give up.